Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be a lip swatch video on the new stripped down MAC lipstick collection. Basically, they decided to add a bunch of new nude shades to their permanent range. Some of these were part of a limited edition collection, so they're kind of back forever, and some of these are new. So I'm just going to be swatching them all on my lips, kind of giving you an idea what the undertone is, because I feel like sometimes it can be a little difficult to decide if that color would work for you or not, and just talk about the finishes because they are not created equal in my opinion. So I picked up 11 shades from that collection, so let's go through them one by one. So I just removed the lip balm I was wearing in preparation because this is going to be torturous, but it's worth it. I'm going to be starting with the lightest color, and is it new? Because I had never noticed them starting to put the color on top. I don't know if I'm late or not to this, but I decided to pick up Oh Yes Baby because oh yes baby. This one is a luster finish. It's the only luster I picked up because I am not a fan of luster finishes because I feel like they're kind of milky on the lips usually, which and they tend to be more sheer and they tend to not last as long as their other formula. With that said, this color seemed pretty and fun, and I feel like it can be something I would wear on top of another lipstick, so I feel like I kind of decided to try it anyway. So let me just apply this. First impression is, how is this not a frost finish? Because it's a frost finish. I'm still going to use it exactly for what I said I would, like as a top of a lipstick. Kind of, you know, whenever you want to wear a gloss but you don't really want to deal with wearing a lip gloss, this is the type of shade I would apply on top of it. But like I said, for me, this is 100% a frost finish, but whatever. Swatch, you can barely see it on my skin tone, but on my lips, it definitely nudes out the color. And I would say it's kind of a nude, slightly on the peachy warm side, but very, very slightly. But I will forever be confused as to why this is not called a frost finish. Okay, that one is pretty. So it turns out it looks much lighter on me than I expected in tube. Doesn't it look a little bit more like nudie beige? And on me it's definitely like straight up cool tone pink. It does look quite milky on the lips. It's a cream sheen finish, which usually I feel like should be creamier than this. Sometimes first application though doesn't really do it justice. I feel like it looks prettier swatched on my hand than on my lips, so definitely be aware that if you have a warm undertone, this is going to look very, very cool tone. I'm pretty neutral, so I feel like it kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to look like depending on your undertone, but definitely much lighter on the lips than I expected. Again, I feel like this is the type of lipstick that I will mix and match with like a few different things. Again, it's something that would look really pretty in the center of the lips. By the way, I feel like sometimes lipstick that look quite milky at first, meaning like kind of white and kind of like staying on top of the lips, you give them a minute or two and I feel like they look better, and I feel like that's the case with this one. It definitely looks better now. Kind of emphasize less the lines that than it did at first. Definitely makes my teeth look yellow though. Pink Power is the frost shade that I decided to get. I feel like, again, it's something that I will wear in the center of the lips. It seems to be a pattern with the lightest shades. It's just what I like to do. And it's definitely frosty, and I feel like it's fairly neutral. I feel like depending on your undertone, it could definitely look more peachy or more cool tone pink. I feel like I kind of see like a peachy reflect to it, but I feel like on my lips, it definitely looks cooler tone than it does when I'm looking at it. This one is literally my skin tone, but a tiny bit brownier. Okay, it looks a little weird like that. This is Me Breathless. I feel like on a deeper skin tone, it could definitely give you that like quite light nude. On me, it's definitely like washing me out 100%, but it's the last one. I'm pretty sure the last one that will stand out as a too light for me on its own. With that said, I feel like, again, I could easily mix this with something else, even though it looks like my foundation shade right now. It's an amplified finish, which I personally really enjoy because they last really well throughout the day and they're quite moisturizing. They're kind of close to like a satin matte but creamier. They're also very, very pigmented, so like one swipe you get the full intensity. So the other ones were definitely more sheer. This one you definitely don't need to build up, so these will last you quite well. If I was wearing a colorful look, I think I would be able to actually pull it off on its own. Maybe with a lip liner. Bling is definitely lighter. I should have put that before, but it doesn't really matter. This one is also an amplified finish, which I enjoy, and I decided to compare it to Myth. So this is Bling, this is Myth, and you can see Myth is actually peachier. There's definitely more like pink peach, and this one is more of a straight yellower nude, and I think it looks okay. Like obviously with this eye look and everything and my like foundation shade at the moment, not necessarily the best mix. It's definitely quite nude, but I feel like even with a lip liner, you could actually make this wearable. So not as bad as I expected on its own. You definitely don't need both of them, let's be real, but it kind of gives you an idea what the shade looks like right now. Natural is a matte finish, which I adore. I feel like sometimes the drier the lipstick, the better for me. I feel like even though we're starting to get very into glosses, but whenever I want the lipstick to last really long time and not be all over my face, these are very low maintenance in my opinion. And this one is definitely a grayish color. It looks a little grungy with the eye look, even though it's not that intense of an eye look. It's kind of cool tone, so I feel like it is making me look a little dead, and I'm kind of into it, let's be real. This one is definitely like quite gray nude. It's a pretty cool tone, kind of browny shade. I'm actually really into it. I like it. Very pigmented, lasts all day, and again, one swipe gives you the full intensity, and they don't tend to move around a lot because, again, matte finish. Just to give you an idea, this is Blankety, which I feel like tends to be my grayish everyday type of color. It's not as dark and as gray as you can see. That one is definitely pink here, but it gives you an idea how the colors compare. Feeling Myself is another amplified finish, and as you can see, it's a yellow tone, also brown. I feel like there are quite a bit in this collection, so if you have a warm undertone, this collection is definitely a must. And I compared it to MAC Velvet Teddy, which they're not similar. You can definitely see that this one is definitely yellow or brown, but I feel like it's a very famous color, so kind of everyone knows what it looks like, so you get an idea. I feel like on me sometimes Velvet Teddy is almost too brown, so it gives you an idea that this one is definitely much yellower. Surprisingly, I don't hate it. I feel like, again, I would have to have a warmer eye look, but I could surprisingly probably pull this off. And again, I like mixing lipsticks, so I'm perfectly okay with this one. But if you have a warm undertone, that one I would definitely recommend. This is the one I was looking forward to the most, so let's cross our finger. It's gonna look nice. First impression. Oh yeah. Love You Back is the perfect combination of new favorite nude lipstick, and it's a matte finish, so formula wise I'm very happy too. This is probably the best everyday nude lipstick for me in this collection. I feel like it's the perfect kind of neutral-ish tone. Like, it's a bit on the cool tone side, but I feel like it's definitely more wearable for me on a daily basis compared to everything I've been swatching so far. And then you can see once again compare it to MAC Velvet Teddy. Actually, let me compare it to Brave, because that's another favorite for me. Brave has been very much loved in my collection. You can see that Brave is definitely much pinkier, but this is such a good color for me. I am enjoying it. I think that personally, if I could only choose one color, it would definitely be it. I feel like it's probably closer to Blankety that you can see right here. They're actually quite similar. Although Blankety is a different formula, it's creamier. And this one I feel like it has a little bit more like beigey brown to it. This is going to be something I'm going to wear a ton. I think this is one of those shades that is going to be like selling out, or that everyone is going to rush to get. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Maybelline, like Spice something. I feel like that one might be a little more mauve. This is going to look amazing on warmer skin tones too. I feel like it's going to be a great like My Lips but better. I do like it still on me. I feel like for me it's going to be more like late summer kind of fall-ish color. And actually, let me compare it to other ones. This one was also in an amplified finish. There's quite a few in this collection, which means they're very pigmented and creamy and perfect for every day. I don't think they're very similar, but I feel like a lot of people may have tried that one. So comparing it to Twig, you can see Twig is definitely much more purple, but it kind of is in the same-ish family in my opinion. It's a really great color. My lips are starting to be irritated, so I feel like you can see like a red line around the lipstick, but this actually looks much better than expected. This one is sexy. This one is also an amplified finish, right? Yes, it is. Obviously, I put it at the worst angle ever, but this is the shade right here. It's actually another great brown. Let me get Spirit, maybe? So let me keep going with this weird angle. You have Whirl and then you have Spirit, kind of giving you an idea that they don't look similar at all, but I feel like every nude kind of gives you more of an idea. I feel like these colors are also quite popular, so again, you can kind of situate, okay, that one is definitely more nude, more beige, and these ones are definitely like redder type of nudes. And they did include quite a few of like the already permanent shades in here, so I'm kind of swatching them next to all the other ones to kind of give you an idea once again of the undertones and everything. If you have a warmer undertone, this one will definitely get on the like grayish kind of side for you. But I feel like if you do have a cooler undertone and you are more tan or deep skin tone than me, this would be another great everyday color for sure. It's really pretty. I thought this was going to be a color that I would be like, not for me, but oh my, I actually really like this. This is Baden Bear, and it is a satin finish, which is also one of my favorite finishes from MAC. I feel like it's a little bit creamier than a matte lipstick, but it's still pretty similar in my opinion. I don't really feel the difference much on the lips. And it's a cool tone brown, kinda. This is what it looks like right here. Once again, they are kind of similar when you look at them all over, but we all know they're not, right? I feel like it's one of those colors that will look different on everyone, because if you have a warmer undertone, you'll definitely see the like gray tinge to it, and if you have a cooler undertone, it will definitely look really brown on you. But I actually really like this. I didn't expect to like it this much. It's also going to be a color for me probably like late summer, kind of fall, or I will be mixing and matching everything. I should probably do a video about my favorite like mixes, because you can customize your own collection and you don't actually need to buy 50 million lipsticks, which I would need to follow that advice, but I don't. This actually looks so much better than I expected. Wow. So those are all the new MAC lipstick from their stripped down collection that I got. I hope this was kind of helpful. I am planning on including them in my big updated MAC lip swatch video. I'm planning on posting it in June, so don't forget to subscribe because you don't want to miss out on that. You're going to be able to see them on my lips and on my arm to compare them to all the shades that I have, because I feel like it can be super overwhelming at MAC. They have so many lipstick, especially nudes. So sometimes seeing them next to each other in one video is very helpful. So keep an eye out for that. So let me know in the comment section which one of these colors caught your eyes, which ones are your favorite. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, because again, you don't want to miss any future videos. I will be putting some on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.